Hi guys, this is Social Fire, and joining me tonight is Jinroh.
Hey, how's it going?
And we're covering some of the information for upcoming events and units that's currently available. So we'll get started here on Reddit, and with the worldwide missions coming up, there are as follow. One is clear any event using Tournament of Power category team, which will include the new LR Goku and Frieza unit. And the second, you have awaken a character. Then you'll have release 25 potential nodes, which gives hidden potential orbs. And the next one is increase SA level of any unit, which will give a Sleeping Elder Kai. The fifth one is 100% a unit, which gives you 2 Dragon Stones. And then you have clear any stage using the Frog support item. And clear level 25 of the new Jiren EZA event in less than 2 minutes and 50 seconds. And clearing all these missions plus the part 1 missions gives 25 stones. So that'll be something to look forward to. And then with the special daily missions from September 13th to the 19th, you'll do the following for 2 stones each, which are spend 20 stamina each day, clear an EZA stage, clear 3 EZA stages, clear 5 EZA stages, and train a unit. So again, every day that'll provide 2 stones for each of those that you complete. And event missions, all Tournament of Power events are returning. You'll have clear the new island stage 30 times to get merit medals and stones. And then standard missions for unlocking dupe paths, SA, and the free Goten and Trunks. And then clearing level 100 of the new Jiren EZA gives 3 stones. Clearing level 50 gives 2. So that's just going over some of the information there briefly about the missions coming up. As far as the new LR Goku and Frieza unit, this is the final form Angel. The leader skill will be representatives of Universe 7 category Ki plus 3, HP attack and defense plus 177%, or Tech type Ki plus 3, HP attack and defense plus 90%. And the super attack, the 12 key super attack is limit breaking assault, which deals colossal damage to the enemy and lowers attack. And the 18 key is Miracle of Universe 7, which deals mega colossal damage to the enemy and lowers attack and defense. So the passive here is Miraculous United Struggle, which when attacking, the attack and defense is plus 77%, and additional attack and is plus 77%. We're performing an ultra super attack. Also, if an enemy who has their attack lowered by another unit, that'll also increase attack by 77% again. So links for this unit are going to include Over in a Flash, Experienced Fighters, Rival Duo, Shocking Speed, Tournament of Power, Fierce Battle, and Legendary Power. And then the categories also include the Universe Survival Saga, representatives of Universe 7, and Full Power. So again, that has some great links there, and we'll cover that briefly coming up. Another card coming out soon is the Trunks Kid and Goten Kid Marin. So I'm not sure when this card is coming out exactly, but the leader skill has been confirmed for a physical type Ki plus 2, HP attack and defense plus 30%. The super attack will be Helpers of the Nature Protector, which is deals supreme damage to the enemy. The passive will be 17th Trust, which is attack and defense plus 100% for every turn that passes, and then attack and defense minus 5%, with a max of negative 50%. And then the links will be More Than Meets the Eye, The Innocence, Budding Warrior, Patrol, Hero of Justice, Prodigies, and Shattering the Limit, and it'll fall under the Universe Survival Saga.
So the thing about that unit is, it's actually a decent option for shorter type battle settings. You're looking at, attack and defense increase right off the bat as part of the passive of 100%. The only drawback to that is like she said, it's a decrease of 5% of attack and defense for every turn that passes, with a max of 50%. But again, for shorter type battles within the Universe Survival Saga team, it's really not a bad, which I assume a free-to-play unit.
Alright, and next we're covering the Extreme EZA for Jiren. So with this event here, it's going to be similar to the Dragon Ball Super Movie Broly's Extreme Z Battle. There's no card attained, but you'll get plenty of rewards. And based on the information on Reddit, you get a bunch of hidden potential orbs by completing the first 50 levels. So 3,000 small orbs, 1,800 medium orbs, and 150 large orbs. By completing levels 51 to 100, you can get a total of 50 Sleeping Kai cards, which those give the 30% success rate for raising a unit's SA. And then levels from 101 on will give training items as rewards. And the new category representatives of Universe 7 will have the advantage against Jiren. Again, that includes the new LR Goku and Frieza unit. And as far as upcoming cards for Global, now this part is from DBZ Space. And again, these are units that'll be releasing soon on Global. These include the Android 17 and Android 18.
So the thing about these two units is, many of you in JP already probably know that these guys have like nuking attack and defense passive mechanisms to where either their attack and defense or both will increase based on the amount of ki collected. So these are obviously the TUR status units, so you can obviously see that for Android 17 at least, you're looking at attack and defense increase of 70%, and then plus an additional 15% in defense, 10% increase per tech keys to your collected. The Android 18 version is also not a bad unit, where on top of the super attack by raising defense by 30% for 6 turns, she's also got the ability to increase attack and defense by 70% at the start of the bat, and then also changes physical type key spheres to tech types, plus an additional 12% increase to attack and defense of 7% per key sphere collected. So not only does she have a decent attack and defense build up, but she also is an orb changer, so that'll benefit the LR Goku and Frieza unit. Not many of the link skills are present with sharing of the links, but she does at least have Tournament of Power that's going to add plus 3 key. Share linkage with that LR unit.
Alright, we also have Dispo here. Click on him really quickly. So again, with Dispo, he'll also share the Tournament of Power links. Let's see, he will also...
I think Shocking Speed's another one that you might share that'll add plus 2 keys. So you are getting some link skills with key. The thing about Dispo is too, and I'm sure a lot of you guys probably know, but pretty much the Kaioken mechanic is effective for this guy. The attack will increase for every turn that passes, so every round or turn that he's up, his attack is going to build up by, let's see, what was it? I can't remember, 10% up to 40% at the start of the turn. That is the regular SSR version, so like the TUR version, which hasn't been scheduled for the release on Global yet, but this is where it's at, where he's going to continue to climb attack by 20% every turn that he's up, and then he's got the ability to increase evasion levels by 15% up to a max of 60%. So this guy's a pretty decent option. I wouldn't say a little bit slept on, but the longer the battles drag out with this guy, the more effective he's going to be. So that's just the main key point with the Dispo unit.
Nice. So again, he has that attack stacking there, and then as well as the Trunks Kid and Goten Kid and Marin card that we're talking about here. Again, we've already covered pretty much their information, which included Shattering the Limit. I don't really think he'll link up with the new LR Goku and Frieza card, but this is one that's coming out.
Yeah, I mean, more or less, for me anyway, it's going to be more or less collection purposes. I'll probably max the SA, unlock the new pass, and maybe rainbow the unit, depending on how I feel, honestly. But this unit has its purposes. I mean, if you're either a new player starting off, or even with the Extreme Z Battle event against Jiren, again, you're looking at 100% increase to attack and defense as part of the passes. The only drawback is 5% decrease per turn. So, you're essentially looking at 100% stat increase. So it could be effective against the Jiren type. Since, well, here's the problem with that though, is this unit isn't part of that that category, the new category. So that's pretty much irrelevant. So disregard what I just said about that.
Anyways, moving on to the Representatives of Universe 7 category. Again, this is what the new LR Goku and Frieza unit will fall under, as you can see here. And we've already discussed, you know, their information and links, but with this category, you have some units that will team up well with him. So, let's see.
Like, obviously, we already talked about the Tech Android 17 and Android 18 units that have, you know, that ability to increase attack and defense. The Android 18 could be more useful in terms of, and that's the prior to Dokkan Awaken version, the one in the bottom is the TUR version. So that unit will have the ability to change the key from physical type to tech. So certainly could help out the LR unit to make sure, you know, they can get that 18 key super attack every time they're up. I mean, that's certainly an option, and she's not a bad unit herself, especially given the fact that, again, like I was saying with the Goten, Trunks, and Marin unit, this chick will increase her defense by 7% per key collected on top of that 70%. So yeah, against Jiren, this category will have the advantage, so this could probably help out in terms of the defensive abilities.
Right, and now you also have the free-to-play versions of Android 17 and 18 as well. Now there's still a decent option. Again, being free-to-play, they fall under the Tournament of Power category. You can see...
That's the link still.
Oh. Well, they have the link Tournament of Power, excuse me. So they would still link well with him. As far as category...
No, this right here...
Their Universe Survival Saga. So.
No, this category right here that you see is the representatives of Universe 7. It's on that category. So all these units are going to have the advantage with the Extreme Z battle against Jiren. So every single one of these are in that category, the new category anyway. So the free-to-play units aren't certainly a bad unit. They're not the best compared to the other banner cards, but you know, they also do this. Android 17 is more attack-oriented with the 10% increase to attack per key sphere collected, which is actually not bad for a free-to-play, but also high chance to still attack the enemy's super attack for 2 turns. So not a bad option there.
Right.
The Android 18, however, is a little bit different. It's more of a defensive approach with 10% per key sphere collected, and then medium chance to stun the attack enemy for 2 turns. Now we'll have to refer back to the Jiren Extreme Z battle information on Dokkan Wiki to see, you know, obviously like toward the later stages he's going to be immune to being stunned or having the SA sealed, so you're going to lose a little bit of effectiveness in the latter parts. So, but the attack and defense increase will probably be somewhat beneficial if you don't have the units that are summonable. You know, these can be farmed from the story event, so it's not a bad option.
So again, they are decent options there. Just remember the free-to-play Android 18 here, I don't think she changes orbs.
No, she doesn't.
Right, so there are a few differences there.
Well, actually, is this the agility version, or did you click on the tech version?
Oh, I clicked on the wrong. There we go. So as you can see, the free-to-play, again, does not change orbs, but these are free-to-play units will still be decent options if you do not have the other two. And then also with this unit, or this category, you have Ultra Instinct Goku. That is another one that could possibly have some benefit with the LR Goku and Frieza. Also has Link Skill, Tournament of Power, and Over in a Flash.
Yeah, this one will have Fierce Battle once Dokkan Awakened.
Yeah, that's
this
right.
one is the Dokkan Awakened version, so you'll have Over in a Flash, Fierce Battle, Tournament of Power. I mean, it's probably going to be one of the best units you can link up with on this category setup. Angel Golden Frieza is obviously an option as well. The only drawback to that, this particular unit is super class or super type allies. Both allies and enemies will have a 15% reduction to attack, but I mean, you could essentially keep this guy out of rotation from the LR Goku and Frieza unit, just kind of have him on its own, linked up to another unit, and you know, that you could set it up that way. Obviously, Super Saiyan Blue Evolution Vegeta's going to be on this category as well. Who knows when Global is actually getting this unit or not.
Right, so again, we don't have that unit yet. Hopefully that'll be coming out soon. They have been talking about the banner coming up for Vegeta, right?
I have no idea.
Well, with this one, he would have decent links with LR Goku and Frieza. You know, he has Fierce Battle, Tournament of Power, and he's a heavy hitter himself, and he's also a great category lead for the Pure Saiyans. So again, they have been talking about that banner coming up for the Super Saiyan Blue Evolution Vegeta, something to keep an eye out for, especially if you're not pulling too hard on the LR Goku and Frieza banner. And here we have the Universal Survival Saga category. So this is likely to be the most diverse category amongst the ones that the LR unit has. Most, if not all, should have the Tournament of Power link skill, which will guarantee +3 ki per link for the LR Goku and Frieza units. And this category will have very good options for team building here, such as you have Strength Jiren.
This is actually, we're looking at the JP version, so the thing to talk about, and heads up to any of the global players, is this physical type Android 17, which is the Android category lead, will be in this universe representatives of Universe 7 category. The only reason why it's worth mentioning is this guy is a great partner for the LR Goku and Frieza unit just because of his ability to reduce the enemy's attack. Now, essentially, any unit that has that ability can benefit LR Goku and Frieza, but this guy in particular will probably help out the most because also with the passive, he does support the allies through ki boost and defensive boost. So that's the only thing this reason was this tab was opened up, was just to mention that Android 17, the physical type, will be on this category as well. It's out in JP, but at some point, Global will also have them.
Right. And again, as we were talking about the team building, the Strength Jiren will be a good partner for him.
And that's the UR form. So the Dokkan Awakened form isn't out on Global yet, and once it does, you know, he's got the medium chance to stun the entire enemy field, and then it guarantees a critical once enemies are stunned. So great unit there. Obviously, pretty good link skills overall with the LR Goku and Frieza unit, but that's pretty much, you know, the coverage point with that. The other units, so like the Toppo unit, great passive skill, 35% increase to attack and defense, and enemies defense minus 50% based on you know, how his passive is set up. That's the UR version, not the TUR version. That's why it's listed as a smaller percentage rate than what's listed there. So yeah, that's pretty much the takeaway with that.
Right, well, I mean, Toppo overall can be a really useful unit. I've used him in a few teams recently. So again, he does have that plus 30%.
Well, it's 35 once it gets to Dokkan Awakened.
That's right.
You're clicking on the UR version. This is the God of Destruction level 120 Toppo unit.
He looks like a beast.
Yeah, that's so again 35% to attack and defense increase for allies, and then enemies defense minus 50%. As part of the super attack, he does also raise allies' attack by 25% for one turn. So in some cases, it might be worthwhile to, you know, have him on rotation and have his super attack first. That way, that's an additional 25% increase to the other units. And he does have the what was it, Rival Duo? That's attack increase of 10%, attack the enemy's defense minus 15%. So that is another link skill that is shared with the LR Goku and Frieza unit.
Right, and we should probably also discuss Inlet Kale.
Yeah, the Super Saiyan version.
Right, so again, this is another one that would be, she has a great passive for allies, so she may be a good option here as well. Her passive, the Universal Survival Saga category allies ki +2 and attack and defense plus 30%. Again, as well as having that link seal with the Tournament of Power, she could be pretty useful here.
Well, it's a great part about this one is it is a free-to-play unit, so you could actually rainbow status the card if you really wanted to. But more or less, this is more or less a support type unit. I ended up maxing this unit out with a focus on, I can't remember if it was additional attacks or criticals, but the other side of that was evasion. So I mean, it's an option, but either way, she has a great passive skill.
Right, and a few other units that are notable. Berserker Kale, she's very useful on a lot of teams. I really like this unit. she would be another one to check out. Also, you know, Kefla. And then we'll just briefly cover the full power category.
I mean, you can talk about it. This isn't really relevant to global, so
right.
I would just mention that, you know, it is a unit that the LR Goku and Frieza unit will be a part of. Eventually, global will also get this category with the introduction of the full power Super Saiyan 4 Goku.
Right, so this is one that I'll cover in a video coming up. We'll do a little more information on that now. So hopefully the story events like Universal Survival Saga and others will come back since they have plenty of free-to-play units, and also the Dokkan Awakening medals for banner cards. So that pretty much sums up this information here. Again, I'll do a future video on this category, but thanks for tuning in, guys, and we'll see you next time.
Alright, see you guys.